You can be laying in your bed. You can just be wherever is comfy as long as your spine is straight. So just trying to feel that your shoulders are aligned right over your hips, whether you're vertical or horizontal, and that your spine from the root to the crown is pretty straight. Another visualization you can do is feeling the back of your throat aligning with your pubic bone or your pelvic floor. That can be a nice way to just check in, is like if your spine feels straight. If you haven't already, you can let your eyes gently close if you feel safe, if you're in a space where you feel safe to do that. And everyone, we can take a nice big cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, really filling yourself up. And exhale to let all of it go. And just starting to get settled in the space that you're in. If you would like to take more cleansing breaths, please feel free to do so. It can be really nice to take inhales where you extend the inhales and take a few more sips of air even once you think you're full. And then just pausing for a moment with all that air within you and just finding that stillness. And then letting all of it go and exhaling for a few more moments, even once you think you're empty. Just to fully empty yourself and then pausing for a moment in that stillness. So noticing the 4 parts of your breath, the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And if you haven't already, you can start to just allow your breath to return to its natural state. And just allow your body to breathe on its own. Trusting that your body is perfectly capable of breathing on its own. There's no need to control or guide the breath to do anything specific right now. Just practicing becoming the observer, observing the body breathing itself, and stepping out of the way of that control or guidance. And sometimes that is very simple, and other times that seems impossible. So it is okay, whatever frame of mind you are in at this moment. But just starting to get into that mindset of observing the body, of letting the body be. And relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. And noticing if there was any tension there to relax. It's pretty rare that there's no tension within the body. So just noticing that tension before you release and just trusting it is okay to be tense in some areas as long as we notice and eventually let that go. So you can feel the corners of your eyes getting a little wider with the relaxation of the muscles of your eyelids. And just allowing even the eyeballs to rest in their sockets. Just feeling everything about your forehead and eye area just totally surrender under gravity into whatever position is their natural one. And then letting that sense spread down your face as you soften your jaw. And notice how that relaxes the muscles in your cheeks, softening the lips, the tongue, the ears, the scalp, the neck. And if you're sitting upright, you'll probably notice that your head, it wants to start falling like mine is doing. So just gently guiding that up to center, feeling the crown of your head be almost magnetically drawn up toward the ceiling. And as you do that, you can notice where your heart is located in your body. Notice if your shoulders are kind of forming a cave around your heart. And then by relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms and the hands, just allow your heart to come out of that cave and come toward the front of your body, in front of the shoulders or in line with the shoulders, whatever your anatomy's like. But just feeling broadness across your collarbones and feeling the triangular shape from the collarbones to your sternum and letting that get wide. And then noticing how your chin and neck wants to respond to that. Noticing if your chin wants to come up too and your head wants to come back. And then just feeling your chin draw ever so slightly toward the chest so that you feel length in the back of your neck. Another cue I heard for this that might make sense to you, if it doesn't, just leave it, is feeling the roof of your mouth parallel to the floor. So that applies if you're sitting upright. But again, if that doesn't make sense, then just forget I said it. So just feeling that line of energy you're creating from your heart center through the neck, into the skull, into the mind, the brain, the senses, the eyes, the ears, nose, and mouth. Feeling that direct circuit from your heart into your head. And then start to soften your arms even more, your hands even more. Feel the lungs expanding as you breathe in and falling as you exhale. Feel the bottom of the rib cage gently knitting under as your belly gently rests toward the spine, supporting your lower back. But the belly is also soft, and feeling your stomach gently expanding with your inhales and falling with your exhales. Just allowing your breath to enter into your stomach. And this doesn't have to be with control. This can just be simply by allowing, by opening up the channel from your nose to your stomach. By just welcoming the air to enter into your stomach. And relaxing the hips. Relaxing the glutes and your pelvic floor. And soften the muscles in your legs. Soften the muscles in your feet and toes. And let your forehead expand and your shoulders drop as you just start to see the outline of your body, the shape that you are in, whatever shape that is. Just becoming aware of exactly how much space you take up, every corner and every edge of you. And as you breathe in, you can welcome the air to travel to every corner and edge of you, welcoming some full body breaths. And with each exhale that your body takes, just allowing anything that no longer serves you to leave with that breath. Watching your body's natural filtration system, where the air comes in, takes away anything that doesn't belong, and fills in those spaces with understanding, with peace, with healing energy, with love, and with light. And soften the jaw as you start to bring some attention into your heart center. Just tuning in fully to your heart center and calling all of your energy to the heart. So gradually noticing any energy that is elsewhere and gently calling it into your heart space so that you can hear the rhythm of your own heart. You can hear the heart pumping blood through your body, and maybe even seeing it in your internal vision. And just taking a moment to remind yourself of how powerful your heart is, how perfectly your heart functions to keep you alive. Reminding yourself that your heart is healthy and strong and resilient. The blood in your body is healthy and strong and resilient. Your heart is always healing you, is always sending love to your body, and especially the areas that need it most. Your heart is sending signals into your throat and your mouth, urging you to speak and act in ways of love. Your heart is feeding into your mind and bringing some love to the areas that need it, and urging you to think in ways that are guided by love. And feel your heart and the path that connects your heart to your ears. From the heart, up the throat, maybe through the nasal cavity, and then spreading out to the ears, or maybe it comes along the jawline for you. Whatever way that makes sense, just tracing that path from the heart into the ears. And then start to feel your ears beating along with your heart. That natural pulsing of the ears that might be quite faint this morning or might be rather strong. Just releasing the need to label or judge what you find and just letting yourself observe what is there. Observing the sensations in the ears. And then as you feel your heart feeding into the ears, hearing your heartbeat along with everything that you're hearing outside of the body. Is starting to pay attention to the layers of sounds that exist around you. Your own personal soundscape. Remembering that you are the only one who is hearing exactly what you're hearing in this moment. The blend of your unique surroundings along with your heartbeat. And just enjoying whatever you are hearing, even if there's something you might naturally label as annoying or distracting or loud. Just practice hearing it along with everything else that is there. So you're listening to everything but not one thing. And practicing not trying to change anything as well. We often think that to practice meditation, we have to be in a perfectly quiet space and not have any distractions, not be around anything that's too busy. But that is just to make a meditation practice, I guess, more simple or straightforward. But meditation can be practiced anywhere, no matter how busy the environment, no matter what you're doing. It is the act of being fully present with what you are doing. Even if your mind is wandering to the past or to the future, you can practice being fully present with your wandering mind and time traveling with that. So for this moment, just starting to recognize all of that love that exists around you. Whether that is in the form of a roof over your head, trees nearby, birds, the sky, animals, family, neighbors, cars, whatever things are around you that have love in them or you have love for them. Just reminding yourself of all of those things. And even if you're not nearby any trees at this moment, just starting to picture in your mind's eye a tree or a path of trees or groups of trees that you would walk by or walk through as you've been growing up. And it doesn't have to be trees if you're in an area that doesn't really have trees. It could be flowers, it could be grass, just anything of nature that sort of watched you as you grow older and older throughout the years. And if you have none of these things in the place you grew up in, it could also be bricks on the side of a building. It could be the sun, if you want the most basic thing. The sun and the moon, maybe. But just starting to imagine a scene of things of nature looking over you. And if you have a visualization of a wooded path or a path of trees, just starting to ponder the idea of what if every one of these trees were ancestors or spirit guides. They're just watching over you your entire life, watching you get older. And this goes for whatever it is that you pictured, maybe just the sun or the moon watching over you. And just reminding yourself that you would not be here if it wasn't for love. Even if you don't have immediate people in your life right now who come to mind when it comes to people you love, just remember that you would not be here breathing if you were not deeply loved. You are loved by the sun. You are loved by the moon, by the sky and the clouds. You are loved by the trees, by the dirt, the grass, the flowers. And you have love and spirit around you at all times, in all realms, whether you feel it or not, whether you recognize it or not. You can trust that you are always being watched over. You are always being fed loving messages that will arrive to your ears and to your cells when it's time for those to arrive. And forgiving yourself for any amount of time that you might have spent forgetting this or not remembering that deepest truth that we are love at our core. Because it feels so great to remember that fact. And how can you remember if you don't forget? Forgetting is also a part of the process. And also remembering that you do not hear anything until it is meant for you to hear, until you are ready to hear. So even if someone tried to tell you some messages earlier in life that you didn't latch on to, maybe you think back and say, oh, why didn't I listen? It's because you weren't meant to listen at that time. Anything that you are forgetting, anything that is not in your current field of awareness and you don't receive messages or reminders about, it's just not meant to be there right now. So you can trust that everything that you hear, everything you feel, everything you see Everything you smell is meant exactly for you. It's reminding yourself of your own unique experience of love, the unique things you have to share. And resting your awareness on your throat center. And feeling that straight, close connection from your heart to your throat. And with each breath that you take, is cleansing this path between your heart and your throat, so that they can be connected clearly without any obstruction, so that you may speak when you feel called to speak. You may listen when it's your time to listen, absorb and feel. And you never know what your words will do for another. Often when we feel called to say something or speak, those messages are not for us. The words are not about us. So by removing yourself from the equation and just listening to your urges of the truth that is begging to be spoken, those words can be the keys to unlock someone from whatever mindset they're in. So just trusting your own throat, trusting your own heart and your own instincts, and reminding yourself of the powerful tongue that you have, the power in your own words, and how they can have an impact. And letting your heart feed confidence into your throat, so that you feel confident in the words you are led to speak. So with each breath that your body takes, feeling the heartbeat, feeling the throat, maybe the pulsing of the throat, feeling the pulsing of the ears, your third eye center, and the crown of your head. Feel the palms of your hands. Feel the stomach, the lower stomach, the base of your spine, and the soles of your feet. Feeling every corner and edge of your body once again. And this time, letting your heart feed into every corner and edge of your body. Each breath that your body takes, spreading the love from your heart throughout your entire body, throughout all the insides, every organ, every muscle, every bone, every cell. Letting that love go out to the world around you through the skin, maybe through the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. So that you're feeding love into your surroundings as well. So that your whole body now becomes a natural filter for your environment. Anything that enters your body, every sip of air that you take, every bit of air that touches your skin and enters your pores is taken into your body and filtered through the love in your heart and released back into the world, so that it spreads to the people around you, to the plants and animals around you, to everything that is in your environment. So you can bring your attention back to the palms of your hands. And if they feel kind of magnetically drawn toward each other, then you can bring your palms to touch, your palms and fingers making contact. And bring them to heart center, if that feels natural and right for you. And then just seeing yourself in this position that you're in, this sacred position, seeing this energy that you're creating around your heart, feeding into it, protecting it even more. And take a deep breath of air, a conscious breath, calling air into the body. And really feeling yourself fill up with a bit more ease. And as you exhale, gently bowing your head to your highest self, to source energy, the energy that created you, to everyone else in this group who has done this practice with you, and to all the love in your life, around you, and within you. May this practice continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring this love into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.